I like that. I have so many stories.
We ready?
I like that we start laughing and dancing at the same time. So you gotta like act like.
Hey, all right, guys, welcome back to another episode. We are so excited. We want to thank you guys for the support that you guys gave us on our first video. Once again, we are back here at this table. This is Girl Code. Hey. I am so excited to be here with my sisters. We're going to talk about a spicy topic today, and I have a whole lot to say about this. You know what is Girl Code? One of the girl codes that I think is really important is not pointing out another sister's insecurities, like, you know, their weight, the way that they look, or maybe they have a little pimple on their face or something, not pointing those things out. Yes. So I want to talk about why Christian people put their foot in their mouth. Why they feel like it's okay to point out these certain things, to point out certain insecurities that we might have, and they think it's just okay to throw it out there.
And they use the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then they use the Bible.
Why? What do you guys think? Do you think that it's okay for, this is my example and my base that I want to go off of. I'm going to say a sierva of the church, a sister, Miss Lady. And maybe it's not a sierva, maybe it was a siervo, but I'm going to just say a sierva. Comes up to me one day and tells me, like, you know you're my daughter. Like, I love you like a daughter. Can I tell you what happened? Like, you gained so much weight. This happened to me. And then this person decides to continue this conversation because they didn't, this was before COVID, so I didn't have a mask. So let me tell you, my facial expression said it all. And this person decided to continue and say, because the man that you have is very handsome. Like, he looks good. He's losing weight. So you need to get yourself together so you can keep your man. Who in their right mind?
They really tried it.
Oh, no.
Who in their right mind thinks that it is okay? Why is it okay for Christian people to come to you and point out? I get it. The Bible says you point out the speck, but you got to check your log. You got to check your log. Don't point out that I gained weight after marriage if
you've been overweight before marriage.
I'm going to just tell you guys, it's definitely... It's definitely a topic that I've wanted to speak on for so long because I think that for me personally, in my experience, certain insecurities that I have were brought out to me by the people in the church.
And I think this is a good girl code talk because it talks about weight and we have to be honest, like we struggle with it as Christian women, as women of God, as people who go to church. We struggle with, being modest and being the right way and looking the right way. So this is a good topic.
It happens. And I want to ask you guys, what is probably one of the craziest things that a brother, sister, siervo, leader from the church has said to you, Vicky?
Caroline. There's a lot of things.
We got books.
I got like a list.
Maybe we're gonna start and dust it off.
I got a few because being a pastor's kid, some people get an entitlement to tell me something too.
She's a PK.
Especially since they know me since small. They think I gave them that, power to save me. Like, you can give me advice, but you know how you say it. So one time, I was feeling myself because it was New Year's and I thought I looked very pretty, And,
but
real quick. But not the day that you be feeling the most beautiful.
We was looking all the time. I gotta give you that credit.
And I got late to service that day to look good, but that's besides the point. Anyways, because I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be singing, so whatever. The point is, I was feeling myself, and I've always struggled with my weight, and I've always up and down. And that particular New Year's, I was looking a little chunky. You get me?
A little thick.
A little thick with 4 Qs.
Thicker than a Snicker.
Exactly. But and I wasn't showing anything, of course. I was still modest. And this lady goes, "Oh wow, you look so pretty." I was like, "Thank you." And then she showed me a picture from my Instagram, and I was thinner. She goes, "You look so pretty here too. What happened?"
Bro.
And I said, and I was like,
"See,
like it was at that moment."
And I was like, and I'm like,
it was about to go.
I mean, I didn't like.
She definitely put her foot in her mouth.
It didn't hurt me, but I was just like,
I be wanting to put my foot in.
No, and it didn't hurt me, but it was just like, why you gotta, like, I'm over here enjoying my food, like I didn't want to eat anymore.
And you know what's the thing? Like, what is the point? What is the point of that? Who gave them that entitlement? The audacity that people have. Let me tell you, the audacity. I've been using that term this week because people really It just blows my mind. It blows my mind. The audacity that people think, who told you that you can come up to me and speak to me about my weight or about my... I know.
This is not a public discussion.
We were talking about this other day. Do people not think that we own mirrors? Like, I have a large, big mirror that I see what is going on with myself. Thank you to the brothers and sisters that feel the need to point it out. Thank you. But no, thank you. You know, I think it's been way too long that it's been going on.
We're talking a lot about weight. In my experience, I want to bring up a specific thing that, because I wasn't always like thick or
frondosa,
a little round. I mean, my weight has fluctuated all my life, but when I started coming to church, I was actually very skinny. It was like my best weight before my baby, which I'm grateful to have, but I'm trying to lose that weight. But for me, the hardest thing was being addressed, because I was in a choir, I was a youth leader, and I get that modesty. I totally get that. But unfortunately for me, who is Dominican and thick on the bottom area, regardless of me being skinny, I got a fat butt, to say it appropriately. And it was hard because they wanted me, I want to say they because I do not want to put anybody on blast, but they wanted me to wear, well, if you're small, wear a large so that you cover your butt. But I can't do nothing about my butt. It doesn't matter how much weight I lose. And they wanted me to buy clothes that was oversized that I didn't feel comfortable. And then you have clothes that is oversized and then you fill up the clothes and then it's like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Yeah. But it's like I had no choice. It didn't matter the amount of weight I lost. That was my butt. I am Dominican. I have a nice butt. Now, I never wore crop tops or anything like that to church, but I never understood why I had to wear clothes that was not my size to cover my butt and wear pants 2 sizes too big. I'm not doing that.
And I could see where you might have struggled with that because you get, for me personally, like I like oversized clothes, but you get clothing that is bigger and you want to fill it up. So then you gain weight. Exactly. You gain weight to fill the clothes. And I think that's where insecurities are brought out. I don't want to say the church or the church people bring insecurities out in you, but I think it's so much hitting the nail with the hammer, the same things that they say to us, that it drills into your head like, oh, you gain weight, you look bad, you need to do a diet.
And it creates a greater insecurity.
Not just about the weight, but like even certain things like worship. Oh, you didn't worship the same this Sunday. Like, your worship didn't sound like it's sensitive topics that I just definitely think that people don't think about what they say in the church. They say things because they think they're looking out for you or because they have more wisdom than you, but it can really hurt you. It can drive people away from the church, and it can make people not want to be there because of the things that are said. But it's crazy, so crazy, the way and things that people say things.
No, bro, because at the end of the day, how you gonna sit here tell me that, oh yeah, I'm gaining weight and I'm doing this and that and the third, but you don't ask about my spiritual life? Like, what do you know? How do you not know what I'm going through? That's the key thing.
Why are you overweight? Maybe that person's going through something emotionally, spiritually, whatever the case may be. It's not that you're overweight. What is going on internally? They don't care about what is going on inside. They only care about what they see. Exactly. Literally, it's like, well, you can't look at what you see is obviously the example of something going on the inside. Exactly. And that's what I should be questioning.
Yes. Exactly. Same thing with the worship. It's not your worship was different this Sunday or you didn't open heavens. It's, are you okay? Yeah. I noticed that from this Sunday, you weren't worshiping the same. What's going on?
Can I pray with spiritual disconnect?
Can I pray with you? Yes. Can I fast with you? It's not about pointing out somebody's flaws to make them aware about it, make them feel bad about it. Know. You're going to point out my flaws. Come with me with a solution too.
Come on now.
Let's do a diet. I've had people, I'm not going to name them, but they have been a support. People that you wouldn't even think, that people that you don't talk to on a daily basis, that came to me. I'm so Adriana from my church came to me and she had genuine concern. Let's go to the farmer's market. Can you believe somebody was telling me, let's go to the farmer's market? I'll buy you vegetables. I'll buy you. Let's do juicing together. Let's start a diet. Motivating you. It's people that think about the struggles that you're going through and they come to you with a solution. But don't come at me on a Sunday that I'm feeling myself, that I throw on a dress and I'm probably wearing 2 fajas Sunday, but you don't know that. You don't know that I'm wearing 2. You're going to come up to me and ask me, why are you pregnant? Do you know how it feels like to me?
She went there.
Do you know what it feels like to me to have somebody come up to me a day? I'm being clear as water. I was like,
do it.
Clear as water. A day that I felt the most beautiful. I felt like my outfit was great. Hair was great. I had 2 girdles, right? Fajas, a girdle, like those body support thingies. I had 2 of them. Not one,
you
2.
Bugging.
Because I was already struggling with my weight. Before I leave my house on a Sunday, I ask my husband a good 5,000 times, how does this look? Does it look okay? Do I look fat? And, he's supportive. But I get to church this day. I'm feeling myself. Nice hair, nice makeup. And this person had the audacity to just, oh my God, I didn't know you were pregnant.
I would have died.
2 fajas. Then let me tell you, my waist was snatched. I just want to say. And this person really just
killed the mood.
Oh, like, how's your pregnancy going?
And I'll see people, like, they look 6 months pregnant. I'm still not saying it. Like, how's it going?
And after that, like, it's sad to say, my engagement was done in the church. And, all these milestones and stuff, I would never, when I tell you never, announce my pregnancy in the church because they ripped that away from me. They ripped that away from me.
God,
they ripped it away from me. I'm not going to sit up there with a cute little video announcing to everybody that already thought I was pregnant. No, I gained 50 pounds after marriage. That's what happened. It's not like I think that people don't think about, especially Hispanics. Let's talk about that because these Hispanics and I think it is a Dominican thing. No, like, no comas arroz. ¿Por qué tú no haces una dieta mejor? It's like, it's just crazy for a person in the church to tell you, do you know the gyms are open already?
No.
Do you know that? I really... No, honest to God, wanted to be like, do you know that the gyms are open? Because it's just the audacity.
Yeah, that's what hurts more, the audacity or the fact that they actually did it?
The fact that they have the
courage.
The courage to do it.
I think that the audacity gets me upset, but the fact that they said this and didn't think about it before is like, are you okay?
And it's people that you don't have that relationship with. It's like it's a random person in the back, not at all, who come to church late every Sunday, who want to say their opinion.
Who always in the front.
And it's, you know what it is too? Like, we also have to think about these people. Like, maybe they just nosy.
I'm sorry, but it be the siervas that wearing a jean skirt with leggings under.
it be nosy people. I just think that that's what it is. They're just nosy. I don't think that they genuinely care. I don't think that they really want to help. They just are nosy. Yeah. And that's why you don't have to give them that energy to, like, even respond or, like, even give them that, like, I don't know, just respond sarcastically. Right. Like, yeah, actually, I've been going to the gym for 2 weeks, and let me tell you, I lost 7 pounds. So I'm really proud of my
Would you like to come?
Yes. Yes.
No, like, are you going to a group?
Like, you should join me. You should definitely join me. You could use some...
When that lady told me, I was like, you know what? She don't even know me. Like, I see her like at least once a month. Like,
yeah, like you have to see, like, whatever.
I just laughed it off, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, you are right. I did gain weight, and I didn't care, and I just kept
and just go.
And like, even though I lost motivation to eat after, I was like, nah, I'm hungry. Like, chill. I'm not gonna. I came here starving because I had to do stuff. I'm gonna eat, so I just ate. I was like, thank you, Miss Ma'am.
To the point where we don't like eating in front of people.
I have one person.
She remembered.
Who ordered the whole food for everybody and didn't order me nothing. He was like, nah, you can't eat at this time.
Bro.
No.
Bro, let's talk about that. That you don't feel comfortable eating because they're still like, oh, otro plato. Like, yes, otro plato. Yo tengo hambre. Like, what? Yes, I like seconds and thirds.
I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to eat full.
Big girl mentality, it's a thing. It's a thing. It really is a thing because you could be 100,
no, but I want to bring something to the topic. I want to bring something that's gonna hit the people that know what you're struggling with, but try to encode it into a preaching.
That's true.
And they do say like, oh, this preaching is not directly. I know somebody. This preaching is not.
I know there's somebody, and that's somebody.
And this preaching is not directly towards anybody, but this person.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah. And come up if you want to get ministered. If you're overweight.
No, let's talk about that. Yeah. But like, Sierva, tú debes ir para que oren por ti. Bro, like, get out of here, bro. I don't want to go up there. It's not about me.
You ever got walked to the altar?
Yeah. I feel in my spirit.
You ever got walked to the altar? God told me.
Yeah.
God told me that you needed this prayer, sis.
Yo, they messed up.
Listen,
really
I definitely think that going back to what you said, it hurts me more when it's a person that you do have that relationship with. When it's a person that is like, I've been struggling with this for years. You know that like after marriage you gain weight and all that stuff. They know you and they still say these hurtful things.
For me, it was like more like when I started having intimacy or sex with my husband. That's when I started gaining weight. Well, my body changed, and obviously the whole church. This is my story. Obviously, the whole church, I guess, noticed that my body changed all of a sudden, And then I told one person, like, they questioned me, like, they sat me down, that I thought cared, that I thought was genuine, like, oh, are you, you having sex or whatever? Because a lot of people in church are noticing that your body's different. I'm like, yeah, I gotta be honest, like, I am having sex with him. I shouldn't, but it's a temptation and it's something that we're working with. The whole church all of a sudden knew about it. My youth leader comes out of nowhere. I had a dream.
Oh my God.
It's that's how it be.
Wait, side question. That actually happens when you have sex, like your body changes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
deep.
I mean,
Hormones,
Yeah.
new hormones.
Okay, sorry, I just had to add
it did happen. If anybody wanted to know.
No, it's not so bad I can.
The same way like a baby changes you.
No, I was actually curious. Like,
What's
that's
my
what-
excuse?
Wait, so you can actually tell, like, yo, that's crazy.
You know,
good.
see, it's okay for me to say
That's
it.
true, that's true.
But the sierva, see, so she said, like, I had a baby, and I'm like, what's my excuse? It's okay for me to talk about my weight because it's my weight, my body.
Right.
That reminds me of Sanky Panky, my I think that it's okay because it's my struggle. I can bring it up. I can talk about it. But the reason why we wanted to bring this topic, we wanted to talk about it, is because we want you to know that it's not okay. It's not okay. Do not allow people in the church to do this to you. Do not allow these insecurities to be highlighted and brought out and probably even made worse because they feel like they want to look out for you or because they can do that or because you're like their daughter. It's not okay. It really is not okay for people in the church to talk to you in this way, bring out certain things. And if you're in that situation, it is toxic. It is toxic 100%.
Let's widen the topic. It's also dealing with sins. People in the world always make the comment of, oh, if I go into church, the church will burn down.
Yes.
It's not only insecurities, but people with certain sins say, certain sins are allowed in church, but not other sins. No, in the Bible it says that all sins are the same. They're all weighed the same. So some people come to church with the mentality of I'll be judged. Mm-hmm. And not only, again, the inner stuff, because Christians or church people, whoever, tend to only focus on the outside. They see people come in with tattoos and piercings and dyed hair. And it's like, well, why is that person doing that? Yes. What is it about them internally that they do these things? What is it that is bringing them to want to have bright hair or piercings or tattoos? Yeah. What is it internally that they're lacking, that they're doing these things como para llamar atención? And that's what we need to educate people on. It's like, focus on the inside.
Ask the question. Exactly. Focus on the inside. But why do the people on the outside are so afraid of coming into church? And it's because the church has created that atmosphere. They have created that uncomfortable space that not everybody can be included.
Yeah,
like only certain people.
And then when they do come in, they find the sierva or the sierva that's gonna point out what the sin is.
And it goes with the homosexuality, LGBT, like everything. They think that Christians, we're telling them they're going to hell, whatever. But you don't know what they go through. You know.
And if God, being all perfect that He is, doesn't judge us, who are we to judge anyone else or anyone to judge us? God is perfect, and He doesn't the only way He'll call us out is that we need to be like, yo, wake up, hello, wake up. But not even He just sits down like, you have this, and that, and this and that. No, He doesn't pick. He forgives and He shows you what to do.
Exactly.
So like it's okay to give advice. It's okay to correct someone, but how are you saying it? What's the intention? What do you actually want to help, or you just want to say something? Exactly. It goes back to that. Because, for example, like if I was overweight and someone actually cared and was like, "Yo, like, is everything?" I don't care. Like, I know I'm overweight, but how are you addressing it to me? Like, you'd be like, "Yo, are you okay? Like, are you stressed out? Like, is that why you're eating a lot? Are you binging? Like, what's going on with you? What's going on at home? Like, are you okay, or do you not have money for a diet? Like, you like how
out of genuine concern.
Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with telling something, but how are you doing it? You gotta do it out of love, and everything goes back to the word. How are you doing it? Because even when that woman, when she was doing adultery and everybody want to throw a rock at her, Jesus was like, okay, so
what makes it okay for you?
No, he asked him. He's like, okay, so if you're perfect, throw the first rock. No one threw the rock, because it goes back to even our first episode. You can't put someone on a pedestal and you're not doing it yourself. Yep. Like, you can't.
Exactly.
Jesus is a perfect example of that. I know there was many instances in the Bible where Jesus knew something about a person and still asked them. Still gave them the benefit of the doubt.
The Samaritan woman.
Still asked them, well, no. Like, it's not, you can see something, you can know something, but ask them because you never know. And mind you, Jesus knew. Jesus knows everything. He knew and he still asked.
Yeah.
Come on now.
If Jesus did that, if he was able to do that and still accept people and still love people in the way that he did, what makes it okay for, a regular person that did not die on the cross for you to point out and make you feel bad? Don't let people have that power over you.
If you weren't told, don't assume.
Exactly. If we can end with like a piece of advice, it's that don't let people have that power over you where they can dictate where your emotions go, or that they can dictate what insecurities are brought in out in you. I think that if we're speaking to the people of the church, it's be careful what you say. You think before you speak. Yes. You do not have the right to point out insecurities, to point out sins in other people. The Bible says it very clear. If you do not believe me, download it, read it. God judges. God is the judge. He can judge, but he does not. So it doesn't give you the right to do it. It doesn't give you the right to come to a person, point out ABC, because it's not your job. It's not your place. You can correct your brother with love, with intention to grow together, with intention to solution whatever the problem is. But if you're just saying empty words, if you're giving empty suggestions or pointing out, making comments, and even gossiping with other people about a brother's sins or a brother's changes, then you are the one that is in the wrong.
No, and I want to add on to something that Jenny said, how people sometimes view the church. And it's like, we as Christians or people in church, and my advice for people that are watching is like, we can't be like the world. We got to be the difference. If out there they're struggling with gossip and just judging, I was like, why would they want to come to church if it's the same thing? Yep. They're not gonna want to come. They're gonna be too afraid. They're like, man, but I'm not perfect. Like, no, church is meant for the sick. Church is meant for the imperfect. But we gotta make sure that we're addressing that and showing that no one has entitlement to judge or anything. Like, again, it goes back to what you were saying. Correct, yes, advise, but do it out of love. Be careful and do it and not only just address the problem, bring a solution along with the.
And I'm so glad that you bring that up, because it's like a lot of people want to go to the church, want to find the church as a safe space.
Yes.
They want to find refuge. And a lot of times it turns out to be the place where you find the most hurt, where you find the most people that tear you down.
Absolutely.
And I think that, okay, from a newcomer, I can expect that. From a person that's new there and will come up to you and say something hurtful to tear you down. But from people that have been in the church years, and maybe years before you got there, to come and tear you down, people that are supposed to be building you up and praying with you, your leaders, it's not okay. It really is not okay. And we have to change that. We do have to make a change in that. That's why we wanted to bring this topic, to bring to the light not only how we feel about it, but to the people that are doing it, the doers, to stop, to put a stop to it. Yes. I love the fact that we were able to talk about this.
There was a time and a place, obviously,
Always.
There was a time and a place. I think my advice my thing with the church, it wasn't about weight. It was more like me expressing how I actually feel, like me opening up to my leaders, and they go and they talk.
Yeah.
Like, this is something supposed to be intimate. This is supposed to be like for you to pray for me, for you to guide me, for you to lead me, and you're going out and telling the whole church. So for what? Like, and now I'm here looking dumb. Literally. Because I'm like, everybody that's looking at me, I feel like they know, but they don't really know, and that's creating in me like a pushback. You get what I'm saying? So
it's rumors.
For me, I feel like, make sure you know who you're talking to. Like, make sure that the person that you speak to is actually listening, not to for malice, but to benefit you, to advise you, to lead you into the place where you want to go with you. Not to leave you alone. Tell the pastor, oh, she's going through this and that. Go talk to her parents. The pastor go talk to her parents, and the parents questioning you now, and they're like, oh, you're making us look bad. Like, it's too much for one person, especially me. I was always in the front. I was in the piano. I was in the youth and the leaders. I was preaching. I was in the prayers, and then for all that to happen to me at once, it's too much. It tore me down. It really did tore me down, and it pushed me back. And it's like now, like I'm seeing the consequence of that. Like everybody in their life should have one person at least where they can be like 100, where they know that they're gonna be 100, but they're gonna help me get back. That's right. You get what I'm saying? And it's only that one. Very few people. Few people.
No, and let God reveal that to you, because he can let you know, like, yo, be careful. Let them know. And for the people that want to give advice and are doing it the wrong way, please advise what you're gonna say with God first before you try to confront the person.
Exactly.
To bring it up to God, be like, God, should I speak to this person? And if you're gonna bring something up, be like, yo, God, give me the words to speak to this person. Give me words of strength, of encouragement, of motivation. Yes, don't let it just you speaking out of flesh. Let it be, especially when it's something spiritual. Don't be you just speaking out of, that's delicate. Because like, for example, she could easily be like, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm leaving church. That's horrible. No, if you're gonna say something, you gotta be careful. We aren't God. We gotta be like, okay, God, like this, you revealed this to me, so now guide me, give me the word, or this is God. Look, this is what I'm seeing. Let me pray for this person. Reveal to me what's going on. And you go like, hey, be like, I felt this. Is this correct? When I minister to people, I don't just go, okay, here, this is what God knows. I'm like, hey, this is what was revealed to me. Is this correct? Yeah. Okay. Can I keep going? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is my advice. You got it's the delivery. The intention may be good, but how are you delivering it?
Exactly. Jenny?
My advice, I mean, I have to be honest, you're going to go through it regardless. I mean, we're going to tell people not to do it. We're going to advise them, but it's going to happen. And I feel like you just shouldn't let it kind of weigh your relation with God. I don't think it should weigh out that, I don't want to go to church anymore. Me, for personal experience, the pressure was too much of no pants and not necessarily anybody specifically, but the standards that the church put. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to look a certain way, your hair has to be this color, you can't have piercings, you can't have to. It was too much to the point where I didn't want to be on the altar. Because guess what? The Bible tells me that God takes me the way I am. And I'm not saying that God is going to take me with a crop top. I understand that. But the Bible also says that the Holy Spirit is our guide. So I'm using the Holy Spirit as my guide. I'm also using the Bible and obviously my personal relation with God. So when I have to be on the altar and I have to put this image that I know it's not me, this image that I know I don't feel comfortable, I don't want to be on the altar. Yeah. And guess what? I don't need to be on the altar to talk to people, to advise people. I don't need to be on the altar to serve God and have a relationship with God. But unfortunately, I have been, unmotivated to be up there because of that, because I feel that I don't meet those standards. I'm not good enough. I like to have 2 piercings, or I like to have blue hair on the bottom, like, and I don't meet those standards, and God can change that about me, but it's like it hasn't happened yet. I still like 2 piercings. I still like blue hair or whatever. So it's like I don't meet those standards, so I don't want to be on the altar. Yeah. So it is gonna happen. I'm not saying it's not, but you shouldn't lose sight in, well, then I can't come to church. I still go to church. Yes. I don't be on the altar because I feel that, if these are the standards, and that's okay. I respect the rules. I work. I have to wear uniform. I totally respect the rules. But guess what? If I don't want to wear the uniform, I can find another job. Yep. Now, I wouldn't say the same thing about church. I'm not going to find another church because no church is going to be perfect. But I just choose not to be on the altar and still serve God, have a relationship, be a part of the ministry, and, and deal with it and push through with it,
And keep in mind that, in church, we're going to find imperfect people that are not always there for the right reasons.
Yes.
That sometimes are even sent just for specifically to bring people down. Like, it's crazy, but that happens. So we got to have the intention, like, even though we're going to church, we're going to meet imperfect people there. It's not, and like Jenny was saying, it's not going to be perfect at all. No. So you just got to make sure. And I know it always falls onto us, but you got to make sure that you're there for God. Yep. So regardless when people say, well, we'll whisper it in your ear, whatever, keep going for God. Because if you're doing it for God, it doesn't matter. Like it says in the word, when he's your center, if he's your rock, doesn't matter what wants to come, you're not going to move. Yep. So just keep seeking God, and he will give you the strength, and he will give you that strength, that wisdom, that dominio propio, like self-control, to be able to ignore it and to listen to his voice, not to anybody else.
And you don't always have to ignore. You can speak up, like I said earlier. You can say something. And I mean, I'm not saying be disrespectful, because obviously I wouldn't say that, but stand your ground and say, like I said, be proud. Like, 100%. Actually, I've been going to the gym and I lost some weight. I'm proud of the goal. I have a goal to meet, and I'm on my way there. And trust me, they're going to be shook. When 100%. You give people with kindness, bro, they're going to be shook. No, they're going to be like, what are they going to say?
No, something that confronts them, they might question, like, yo, should I said that?
Yeah, they're going to feel,
Or you could just tell them, like, hey, I didn't like how you told me that. So then because you could be honest, you could be like, hey, I really did not enjoy how you said that to me. Can you, like be better, like, or tell them, like, this is how I felt. Like, I know you did that to me, but be careful whoever you're telling it, because to me, I might be able to handle it, but someone else might not be able. So you can also tell them, like, be careful. Like, you did that with me right now, and it's fine. Like, I'm okay, but don't try to do it again with someone else. That's not okay.
Exactly. So I think that I'm so glad that we talked about this. It is something that needed to be brought up to the light, and a lot of times we don't speak up and say, like, what it is that's going on or what we're feeling inside when these people say these hurtful comments to us. Number one, stop saying the comments. You are in no right to bring out these things in a person and make people feel the way that they do, especially in the church. And number two, stand your ground. Yes. Speak up when these comments are made to us. If we are ever put in this situation ever again, you better believe that I will tell the siervo or sierva to have a nice day.
I would just say God bless you.
I definitely enjoyed speaking this.
I have a question for the crowd, though.
What's your question?
All right, my question for the crowd is, what was the worst thing that somebody ever told you in church? And what is the advice you will give to someone who will go through that?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Because everybody's experience is
This
different.
has been great.
No,
this has been
amazing.
great. It was a great
it was
topic.
Like a lift way.
Yeah, a
way
relief. It's
to-
great to talk about it because I know whoever is watching us, if you are still going through it, God
We
made
did
you
too.
the way that you are. We went through it. We're sitting here. We're talking
We
about
gone
it now.
through
But definitely don't let them walk all over you and think about what you say before you say it. This has been Girl
Girl
Code.
Code.